It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be
My
my
neighbor.
neighbor? Chicka chicka boom boom. It's a Leo Be the Lion show. Boom boom. Gonna tell you what you need to know. Boom boom. Now here comes your boy Leo. Hey everybody, it's your boy Leo Be the Lion, and I'm coming to you live here from Respectable Street on Clematis in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach, Florida. And I have a very special jam-packed show for you today. Today, I am here with a special guest of honor, a special guest of the hour. His name is LJ Ugarte, and he is a multi-award winning, multi-talented actor, writer, producer, singer extraordinaire, and I definitely will give you more of his background, but we're here with him today. He is the guest of honor for the show, so we'll get to learn more about him. He has his very own production company here in West Palm Beach, Florida, and Fire Creek Entertainment is the name, and we will get into that. But before we get into the interview portion of the show, we're going to be getting into a couple of other topics as well, and that is the hashtag words of encouragement. I'll do a short segment on that prior to the interview portion, and then we'll get into the Super Bowl preview later on, and LJ and I are going to make a pick for the Super Bowl and see how it turns out. Also, we're going to be doing a little question and answer type thing and a little this or that. Try to mix it up, have a little fun here on the show. And if you're wondering how to listen to the show or how to consume the show, you can go to subcultureradio.com and click on the live listen link every Monday from 5 to 6. And then if you can't make it to listen live on the show, I post the videos up and recordings up on YouTube weekly, and I will post individual segments as well, so with timestamps, so that if you are just want to learn more about LJ, or say you want to learn more about the Super Bowl picks that we made, you can go to those specific timestamps and see that. I'm really excited to bring you this because I'm such a huge believer in supporting local business, local movers and shakers, local innovators, and that's what the Leo Be the Lion show is about. Yeah, we talk sports. Yeah, we talk finance, but it's always with that South Florida flavor, always trying to bring you things that you may not have heard of and things that you might not be aware of, but I'm trying to bring awareness to it. So without further ado, let's get into the hashtag words of encouragement segment, and then I will bring on LJ shortly and introduce him and give him a proper introduction. So for this week, and LJ, if you want to chime in on this and see if you agree with me or not, I do a segment every week about words of encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And things like confidence, having gratitude, letting things marinate before you make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said that this week, it's going to be my hashtag words of encouragement is to say yes to things.
Mm-hmm.
It's to say yes, not to be a yes man where you just agree no matter what somebody says, but to say to yourself, oh man, I have this opportunity. I'm kind of unsure. Should I say yes? And I really think being able to lean more yes than no in certain situations can really build your confidence and can open more doors for opportunities. How would you think about that?
Well, I have to agree with you on that, because it's like say yes to new opportunities, say yes to taking risks and good positive risks, not jumping off a cliff because it's
Exactly.
bad. Saying yes to change. A lot of people don't like change. A lot of people are afraid of change. So I'm all open for yes to bigger and better opportunities. Yes to new car. Yes
Right.
to a new hat. Yes to changing up your image.
Exactly. Making that change just to better yourself and always grow.
Oh yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's very important to make sure you can grow and develop, because if you're not growing, you're dying, and you always have to try to improve upon what your skill set and things like that. So
absolutely.
now, so ladies and gentlemen, This is the Leo B. Lion Show coming to you live from 5 to 6. Follow me on IG and Twitter at Leo B. The Lion Show. And also, you can search for me on YouTube. I changed my handle to at Leo B. The Lion Show. So if you search for that on YouTube, be able to follow and give me a subscribe. And also, if you have any comments about today's show with LJ Ugarte here, multi-award winning, multifaceted actor, writer, extraordinaire, performer, singer. Did I mention he can sing, ladies and gentlemen? He's got a voice, so watch out. So I do post those on YouTube, and just look out for that, and look out for the upcoming episode. I'll try to have it up by February 1st. That's Wednesday. So now, after talking about my hashtag words of encouragement, let's get into the main portion of the show, and that is to interview my guest of honor, LJ Ugarte here. LJ Ugarte is an American actor, singer, songwriter, producer, multi-award winning filmmaker, and he was born in Brooklyn, New York. From the very beginning, he was captivated by the arts from the early age of 5, and he began singing, taking dance and acting classes. And he developed his skills over the years by taking ballet, and he was even admitted to the Ballet Hispanico dance company, and he was able to master this art even more. And he's told me that he enjoys every moment of performing, and that's really where his home, he feels most at home when he's on stage and performing. And I thought that was a great skill to have, because not very many people like to speak in front of public audiences, let alone act or sing. And throughout his journey, he embraced every opportunity to develop and diversify his love for the arts and within the entertainment field. And he moved to West Palm Beach, Florida around 1997, where he attended Palm Beach Lakes High School, and he continued to study acting. He was both on stage in front of the camera using the Sanford Meisner's master technique, and he studied dance as well. And in his senior year, he had the opportunity to perform for the Florida Stage Company in the product Gunplay. Later, LJ attended Kaiser University and studied computer graphic design and imaging. And I really think that is a great compliment to have. If you know how to act or be in front of the camera, it's nice to see what you can do behind the camera.
That's right.
And I really think that's a great skill to have. And he started working on his musical career as a vocalist, and he has been recognized as a musician and a vocal artist, as well as over 43 works of art, including movies and short film credits that he's been a part of. And it's been everything from production to acting to writing. He's currently in the process of writing, producing his own music, as well as he has 2 feature films, one that is out now called Gray People, and one that is due out on February 17th that is called
Homicidal Critorium.
Homicidum Critorium.
It's Latin.
It's Latin, and we'll get into that and what all that entails, because I'm interested in that. It sounds very interesting. It's a horror film.
It's got a creepy name.
Yes, it does. And the picture of it, I'll post a picture of it later on socials. It looks like a Ouija board with almost like a blood dripping kind of thing. So it's pretty interesting. If you want to learn more about LJ Ugarte, not only from this interview, you can look him up on IMDb at www.imdb.me//LJ Ugarte. That is LJUGARTE. And you can find him there on IMDb. He, when we first got together, when we first made acquaintances, he told me that he actually performed with Prince at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I thought that was fantastic, because how fitting that was. And we'll get into Prince and MJ later, but I would love to hear that story.
I'll explain how that came about.
Definitely. So now, real quick, before I get into the actual questions that I wanted to answer and pick your brain about, I wanted to just give this as like a broad thing.
Mhm.
As you're an actor, you're a producer, you're a singer, you're a performer, you're an entertainer. What's your favorite part about that? About is it if you had to say my favorite part about being an entertainer is
Well, my favorite part of being an entertainer is the creative aspect. It's the development of the art. It's like a piece. It's like a canvas. You're gonna start paint. You're gonna paint with just nothing but a blank canvas. Then you use your imagination and creativity to draw on it. That's what I love about the producing aspect of making pictures. It's the building of it. It's the just watching it grow.
I'm sort of a novice with movies, so
Mhm.
it's you can't really just film from the beginning to the end, right? You got to
Mhm.
like jump around and
Yeah.
kind of like play how which
Yeah.
scenes you want in front.
Some movies are shot backwards.
Oh,
like I
really?
did a music video and it was shot completely backwards.
Wow, that sounds
Yeah, and
interesting.
I've done movies that it's the ending of the film is shot first, then the middle of the movie is shot towards the very end.
Yeah.
So it's kind of throws you a little off. So the key word of the whole thing is consistency.
Mhm.
Like you could do the final climax scene of death, and it's the first day of filming. You have to put in all that energy, and you're like hysterical screaming, and you're probably like, "Why am I screaming?" And you realize, "Oh, it's the ending."
All the
So you
emotion
have
from
to
the
get
whole
into
movie,
it, and it has its perks. It does. It could be a bit exhausting early
yeah.
on. So it's like, ooh.
I've heard call times can be pretty early.
Oh,
too,
yeah, till
and
3
get
a.m..
Crack of dawn, yeah, earlier than that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
12
So
midnight. Yeah.
now we're here with LJ Ugarte. You're listening to the Leo Be the Lion show weekdays from 5 to 6 here at Respectable Street on Clematis in beautiful West Palm Beach. LJ Ugarte is a multi-award winner, multifaceted actor, singer, writer, director, producer, and he has his own. I wanted to get into your story about the genesis or the start of your Fire Creek Entertainment, and I apologize. I know you also have another production company under that subsidiary.
It's my music
Publishing
company. And I could tell you the origin is it started, Fire Creek Entertainment started a very long time ago. I want to say 2006. I developed Fire Creek Entertainment because during that time I really wasn't booking any jobs. So I decided, maybe I should start my own bad boy entertainment, if you will.
Your own
My own
label. Your own
but I had
thing.
no idea how I was gonna start it. I said, it sounded great. I'm gonna have my own company,
Right.
but I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the experience on building a company.
Okay.
How I started it was just the name. It wasn't even licensed. It wasn't even incorporated. I wasn't even connected to the Palm Beach Film Commission. It wasn't even on IMDb. Nothing. It was just a cool little title.
Right.
Because I incorporated the title. Before I get deep into the origins, I combined my loves. Fire, because I love fireplaces. I love the sound of the crackling because it's very relaxing and
It's
satisfying.
meditating, yeah.
And I also love creeks. You go to the mountains and you see like the streaming water and that sound of the creeks going.
Yes.
I love those. Those are so serene to me. So I said, Fire Creek.
There you
But
go.
then when I did my research, I was like, wait a minute. We already have a Fire Creek grill, a Fire Creek a school. So I was kind of like, oh, I'm not going to. So I decided to incorporate Fire Creek Entertainment and trademark it because there was not a Fire Creek Entertainment.
Right.
And how I built this company, before I learned I mastered the business side of it. I had to study it. I had to do a crash course on how to start a business. I only had to my name a suitcase with a beat up lamp that I bought from the Goodwill.
Wow.
I bought a clear plastic box from makeup from the dollar store. I had a slate that I bought from Universal Studios. It was one of those souvenir slates.
there's, like,
The thing that
action
clap,
and
the clap. That was Fire Creek Entertainment. And I remember I used to knock on doors like, somebody please book me, like a
Yes.
job. I couldn't get a gig. I would go on Craigslist trying to find an acting job. I would go on the newspaper. That's how long ago it was. The
Right, that's
newspapers
classifieds,
trying to
yes.
find an acting job. I remember walking right here not too long ago on 45th Street. I was walking with my beat up suitcase with the beat up wheels. My wheel got stuck in the train track over on 45th Street. I was crossing because I didn't have a car. At the time, I didn't even have a car. No
That's
car.
tough when you don't have a car.
It was just a dream. I was going to an audition. I was determined to get to that audition. So when I was walking from, on 45th Street, my wheel got stuck in the train track. And I remember it was a cloudy day. It was on a Saturday. And that was kind of like a force trying to tell me, you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to do it. My wheel got stuck in the track, and I'm like, oh, my God, the driver is going to come, and it's going to smack me right now. Either leave the suitcase, and I remember when I yanked the suitcase, I tripped and fell and cracked my knee. I don't know. You guys ain't going to be able to see it. I fell and
He still has a scar right there,
my knee.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I remember I was determined. I was bloody. I had these jeans, and it ripped. I was disheveled, and it started to rain. That was like a force of God telling me, I'm challenging you right now. And I remember walking, I started sobbing, and I was like, I'm not going to make it. I don't know. I guess I go back to school or something. But I was determined to get there. I didn't give up. I did not
I'm not going to give up.
I said, yes, I'm not going to give up. I said, God, you have a plan for me. So I got on the trial wheel, wiped my face, wiped my tears, bandaged myself up, got to the audition, made it. I was late, but I made it with a beat-up suitcase with confidence. Hi, I'm LJ Ugarte, and I'm here to read for the part I was auditioning for. I was so disheveled. Hair was a mess, sweaty. It was emotional. I was like, but I did it. I said, I don't care if I get the job now. As long as I got to that place in my own steam, I knew I made it.
You could do anything after that, basically.
Within that audition, I got the job.
Oh, congratulations.
With the beat-up suitcase. Now, let's fast forward 17 years.
Right.
The company has grown. It's multi-award winning production company. I've produced about 30 films under Fire Creek Entertainment. I have merchandise. You can stream my movies on Tubi TV, plextv, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. It's available on DVD. You might be able to go to Target and look in the $10 bin and find one of my films that I've produced, like The Goranos, which I'll get into that.
I saw that was
and
a really popular film.
I persevered, and I am still determined. That beat up old black suitcase, guess where it is? It's on display in my warehouse.
It's for your memory.
It's still every time, because us actors sometimes we have a little ego. When I feel
a little bit, or
a tiny little bit, I know I do.
Just a little bit. Huh?
When I feel, I'm feeling myself right now. Guess what? My knee starts to throb.
Oh, you start to remember about
and
what it was.
Guess what that means? To stay humble. Keep your feet firmly to the ground. Because every time I'm feeling myself, because we all feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, we
have
think
a little
we're
confidence,
hot stuff,
a little bit. But then once I start feeling myself and I'm getting ahead of myself, the knee starts to throb. And guess what? Come back down to where you at. Because remember, 17 years ago, you barely had a car and you were still living at home struggling.
Right.
Now the company has grown. We are a subcontracted company. That means other companies contact us to co-produce or become an association to produce their films. My little company
awesome.
is
turn around. That's awesome.
And then that keeps me grounded, and I would never take it for granted. I fought hard for Fire Creek just to keep her.
Wow. And on previous episodes, I mentioned that you gotta persevere, but then also you have to be able to take those as like signs to not give up, and you did just that.
Yeah.
You just did, and to have that, keep that with you, the bag and everything, so that and then
and the jeans. I still have those jeans.
And I'm sure you never even. I mean, of course, you have aspirations and dreams for your company.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you didn't think.
No.
At this point, it would be here.
I didn't think that. It was a dream. I had a wish. I used to. I stopped wishing. I don't wish anymore. I speak it to existence, and I make it happen the very best way I can. If it doesn't happen today, don't rush. You never rush success, because I'm still a testament to that.
It's an everyday process.
Still working towards my goal. I have friends of mine who are successful, big time Hollywood personalities. But they still don't feel like they've made it. And I'm like, wait a minute, but you have a house in Hollywood Hills.
Yeah,
it's paid
by
for.
any other measure, they would
that doesn't
say
mean you're
made
successful.
It, right.
In your heart, if you feel like you have accomplished everything that you set out to do, you're a success. Because I come from a world of being bullied, emotionally attacked, hurt, maligned, slandered. I have people even to this day still question my integrity.
Wow.
You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. If you know in your heart that you're a success, you are a success. Say yes to success. Say yes to making it. Say yes for positivity. Say yes to love. Don't
That's
give
right.
up. Say yes to not giving up.
Amen to that. And we are here. This is the Leo Be the Lion show here with LJ Ugarte. Brooklyn born, West Palm Beach raised, in multi-talented, multi-award winning actor, producer, singer, songwriter. He is an entertainer, ladies and gentlemen.
All around.
And we're here to learn more about him today. And he's known in Atlanta, DC,
yes.
Detroit,
Yes.
Cali, but we want to put West Palm on notice and see what West Palm can do with recognition wise. But and then again, if you do want to check out his credentials and his history of films, it's over 43 films that he's been involved in. You can check out imdb.me and /LJ Ugarte, which is LJUGARTE. You can look at his portfolio. It's a vast portfolio, and he's been, like I said, multi-award winning. And actually, he's had multiple press write-ups done about him in various magazines and various industry periodicals. So now, LJ, first of all, once again, thank you for coming on my show.
Thank
I
you
really
so much
appreciate
for having
it.
me. For
when
sure.
When we started talking about it, I said, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. So I said yes to that. I said we're gonna get it done.
Awesome.
So
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited to learn more about you. And like I said before, I'm the only thing I know about movies is that I go watch them. So anything I can learn about movie making process and producing that sounds great. This is a kind of like a serious question, but it kind of like ties into what we've been talking about. What obstacles or challenges did you face? And I know you just kind of alluded to it, or do you still face in your career? And if any, has it changed your approach to auditions or approach to acting or approach to writing or singing?
Oh my goodness, it's always a challenge. I've never been a fan of auditioning. I just did one yesterday.
Oh, really? Nice.
So it's just about perseverance, just pushing through it. Life is a challenge in itself. So I just could only do the very best that I can.
That's it.
I mean, if it sucks, oh well, try again. If you don't get that job, guess what? There's other opportunities that you can seek. Just going back to saying yes to new opportunities, saying yes to never giving up. There's a lot of roles that I wanted, I didn't get, but I'm not gonna crawl over in a little ball and cry and give up. It just wasn't meant for me. And I am the type that would never begrudge the next person for getting the job.
Right.
Because there's plenty of little LJs up and coming right now, and I would never begrudge. I'm like, okay, I'm getting older now, so this little kid over here is gonna want my job.
He might more be the 20 something they're looking for.
Yeah. So no, I just press on and just remember why I'm in this business. Nice. I chose to be in this business. I didn't choose to be in this business because I thought I had a spectacular voice. I didn't choose this business because I thought that I was the greatest entertainer or I was going to be the greatest entertainer. I chose this business because it's going to give me a platform to make change, to say what I need to say in a more positive light.
That's awesome. And it also can help you just that if that's what you're really passionate about.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in like to find your passion and then go pursue it, because if you don't, you'll just be regretful. And you say, like, imagine if you would have just said, you know what, I'm just going to go and try and go work at a retail instead of when your suitcase was breaking, get rained on and stuff.
And I had to.
Right.
During those rough times, I had to suck it up and get a job, which I've endured.
For the time being,
yes, I've endured a lot. You talk about retail, and I worked in a horrible place in PGA. I had to endure working at a department store in PGA at the mall somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to endure just discrimination. I had to endure being
Judgmental people.
slander. And it's funny because I wanted to be petty. I looked within myself, the anger that I felt, but which it faded away.
Mm-hmm.
I faded away. There was one particular manager who actually almost begrudged me the opportunity of doing Great People.
Wow.
And I had just started, I guess maybe a year ago, and I asked for time off, and the manager was like, and this was in the Gardens Mall, some company there,
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, I'm not going to give you time off because you're going to go do some little whatever it is that you're going to do. I looked at this man. I gave him this look like, before I can speak, I said, let me think before I say something.
Yes.
And politely I said, sir, with all due respect, I'm a performer. You might not understand my world, but if you like it or not, I'm going to go in regardless of what you say.
Right. I'm going to do what I have to do.
Angrily, he was like, well, I'm giving you your 5 days off. Okay. So I went up to Sanford, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and did a great job at the movie. And that was Great People.
Right.
2018, we shot that movie. I was on location for 4 days, played Veggie Thug, made everybody laugh, did my thing, came back like nothing. Let them do what they did.
Right.
The movie's out now, 4 or 5 years later. Man, I was tempted. He no longer works for the company, but I still have his email.
You wanted to send him,
I
didn't
wanted
you?
to send him the copy of the film, or send him a DVD, because I think he still lives at that address, with a thank you letter. Thank you for giving me the strength. Thank you for being rude and disrespectful and condescending to me, because that right there gave me the strength to play that character.
Yeah, that was the kick in the butt. That
Yeah.
You kind of were like,
Part of
okay.
me still want to do it. I'm really tempted, but now I'm just kidding. But yeah, I remember distinctively how rude and disrespectful he was. And then later on, I feel like I found out that he wanted to be an entertainer many years earlier.
A lot of times that hate comes from
Yes.
jealousy, a place
Yes.
of jealousy. So whenever you can congratulate is way better, in my opinion, instead of hating on somebody. So,
But I mean, I wish him all the best, and God
Right.
bless him for
Right.
that.
and it worked out. Look how it worked out for you. So
Yeah.
that's really good. So now, speaking of great people,
Uh-huh.
let's get into that. So, I read the trailer. It looks like about a friend who's down on his luck.
Yeah.
And he gets with his other friend, and they
Yeah.
get into some type of predicaments.
Bunch of shenanigans that
Shenanigans,
they get into
so-
it, and it's
So tell me, how would you describe your character, Veggie Thug?
my character. I'm towards the you can say the middle to the end of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
My character is a entrepreneur.
Okay.
He's this thug with the gold in his mouth. He talk like this. Man, what up, kid? What you calling me, a colonizer? You know, he's kind of
Yeah.
swaggy. He wears pink jewelry. He's got rings and gold in his mouth, tattoos on his face. He's funny. He's
Yes.
just out there. He's pantser, half, and he's a up and coming entrepreneur. So how the main characters met Veggie Thug was at a business course that they were taking, kind of like a entrepreneurial class that you have to take for like first time business owners.
Oh, nice.
That's where
Okay.
Veggie Thug is introduced to the film, and a whole bunch of shenanigans go on in the class, and you see Veggie Thug just there. He's in his own world. Like, you can't tell this guy nothing. He's smoking in class. He got smoke coming out of his ears, and he's just in his own little world. And I had just finished shooting the movie Shut Up You,
Okay.
which is a comedy of I play the imaginary friend. It's called, I don't know if you remember this movie called Drop Dead Fred back in the 80s.
I sort
It
of
was
remember,
this
yeah.
character the guy was like, I'm a 40-year-old man with imaginary friend. And my
Yeah.
character was that imaginary friend to a guy 40 years. I kind of incorporated Darwin, which I'm telling you, my beloved Darwin. That character, I gotta honestly say, that character is what kind of led to me playing similar with Veggie Thug. I kind of
Okay,
almost
nice.
incorporated, and I did this meme online. Veggie Thug meets Darwin. Both of my characters, because one is with the tattoos. Then you have Darwin, who is like an imaginary friend who can change instantly. He could become anybody, and
Any
his
type of
hair is
person,
wild.
yeah.
He's eating. So I kind of incorporated Darwin from Shut Up You to Veggie Thug. I was like, what would Veggie Thug do or say to Darwin? What would Darwin say to Veggie Thug? I think they would be close friends.
Yep. Who knows what's going on in Veggie Thug's head? Might be Darwin.
Yeah.
going on.
So and I incorporated those two characters in that. So that's how I kind of came up with Veggie Thug. I did
That's
what
cool.
was written, but
Right,
I put a lot of myself in it.
And so it's a comedy, correct?
It's a comedy.
Nice.
Both of comedies.
Nice. Yeah. So, and when was Great People released?
Just a few days ago.
Okay, so
A few days ago.
last week, it's out on plex.tv.
Mhm.
And what other streaming platforms can they catch it if they're
It's
interested?
I believe if you have a PlayStation,
Oh, really?
you can watch it on the PlayStation. I do believe that it's on multiple platforms, but right now the main one is Plex.
It's Plex, okay. And
which
that
is
is
a great.
you can go to plex.tv,
Mhm.
and then if you search for Great People, you will see that on there.
Mhm.
And it's about 2 hours, about an hour and 53 minutes.
Mhm.
And go check out Great People. And it looks like an interesting storyline and a lot of good actors in it. So go check it out and check it out on plex.tv
It's a great cast.
whenever you can.
Yeah.
Now, you stay pretty busy. You also have another movie coming out on February 17th.
Yes.
And we're going to get the name right. It's
Yeah.
called Homicidium Cruentum.
Yeah, Homicidal Cotorium, which is, I
excuse me.
guess, the proper way to say it in English is bloody murder.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense. Bloody murder. Okay.
I for a while I couldn't say Homicidal Cotorium for a while, so the working title while we were filming it was called Bloody Murder because that's what it meant.
Mm-hmm. Now, give us a brief synopsis on this one. What is this?
Well,
it's a horror movie. You
yes,
said,
it
correct?
is.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie. For a person who doesn't really watch horror movies, I make a lot of them. It's a movie about a girl who becomes possessed and entranced by a Ouija board.
Oh wow. There's
And
a lot
she-
of Ouija board things going on right now,
Yeah,
so that
and
kind of fits the thing.
We
Yeah.
filmed it in a real thrift store, and one of the owners is actually a paranormal investigator, and he came on the set and he blessed the set.
Wow.
I was afraid of the dolls, the creepy dolls that he had on display.
Yes.
I said, I'm not gonna disrespect the dolls. I'm not gonna make fun. I'm not gonna even give eye contact to any of those
Right.
creepy dolls. I was just like,
Don't even give them any
don't
vibes
even,
or anything.
But when I went to the location, it was positive. It was
okay,
cleansed,
that's good.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I take those things serious.
That's nice.
Yeah.
There's, you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
you never know.
I didn't want to bring anything home.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
It's like-
Curses, anything going on, bad juju. We don't need.
No,
it, yeah.
I don't need to put a rook on ya. You know, no thanks, I'm good.
And so, when did you wrap up filming on this?
That one filmed my scenes. I did my scenes last month.
Oh wow, so recent.
I
more
did
recent
recently,
than, Great
and the
People.
movie just wrapped not too long ago, and it's in post-production right now. There's a teaser trailer. I'm going to post it on my social media February 17th, and the movie will be released first through the film festival circuit.
Okay.
And then, of course, since it's a short film, we're in search of finding the platform that distributes short films.
Oh, nice. So if anybody has a connection with a platform for distributing short films,
Oh, yeah.
please let us know. You can follow me on Twitter and IG at Leo B the Lion Show, and LJ if you want to give your social media handles if anybody wants to follow you.
Oh,
or
yeah.
get
You
in
guys
touch.
can find me a quick Google search. You can find it under LJ Ugarte, and then, or you can Google LJ Ugarte movies. You can
Mhm.
find my films. Plex TV has a string of my movies. I didn't realize that a bunch of my films, and there's movies I haven't seen.
Really.
And I go on and I click in, and I'm like, wow, man, we filmed this many years ago. I have never seen it.
right.
So I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually very critical of my performances, so I really don't watch my movies
Oh,
at
okay.
all. I make them. My job is to go do the best I can, When I'm wrapped, I'm done. Move on to the next job. I don't watch my films.
Is that so that you won't dwell on it if
Yes,
you feel
yeah,
like a
yeah.
draw, like if you
'Cause-
had maybe it wasn't your best foot forward, you were
yeah.
kind of like I don't want to.
I let the audience
Yeah.
decide if they like the picture or not. I just do my job the very best way I can. I plant the seed, I create the art, and walk away.
That's that's
Yeah.
a very way to keep yourself sane, I would say.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you might
yeah.
get too bogged down in
And-
worrying about what other people might think as well.
and I
too.
don't really care what people think. I got to a point in my life that I just move forward.
There you
I
go.
can't dwell on the trolls on the internet. I can't dwell on people overanalyzing everything about your life.
Because they'll always be there too.
There,
That's
of
for
course.
sure.
And I'm not going to sit there and have you compromise my integrity or question my capability of what I'm doing. I'm an artist.
Right.
And that's how I should express myself.
And it's subjective at
and
the end of the day too.
That goes to all upcoming artists. You guys do you know, create your art, put it out there. It takes a lot of balls to do something and distribute it. Because you know that the people, some are not going to accept it, some are going to love it, some are going to hate it. You can't please everybody. Just continue to create art.
Most definitely. That's a good word by LJ Ugarte, multi-talented actor, singer, songwriter, producer, and multi-award winning recipient from all different walks of awards, types of awards, and he's had several write-ups done to him in local publications, so check him out. Google him at LJ Ugarte. His last name is spelled Ugarte. LJ Ugarte.
Yeah.
I'm so it's my pleasure to have him in studio today on
you.
the Leo Be the
Thank
Lion
you. Thank
show.
you.
You can follow me on YouTube, IG, or Twitter at Leo Be the Lion Show. And I will be having the full-length episode up there in the next couple days. So if you like what you hear, you can check out the picture version, and you'll be able to hear us on there as well. So LJ, let's continue with the interview. I thought right now, instead of just another question, let's switch it up to a little game of this or that. I thought that would be
like that.
fun. I
Hey,
took a look
I'm-
at I took the liberty of looking at your interests and your trivia on your
Oh,
bio
yeah.
at on imdb.me
Yeah.
on your page LJ Ugarte, and I kind of tried to make the this or that topics around something similar like that.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. I kind of forgot about the trivia.
So here we go. So with the first one, it's this or that, and if you feel like you have to, tell me why, that's fine too.
Okay.
So
Or
the
plead
first
the
one,
fifth.
yeah, exactly. So the first one is MJ or Prince,
Oh my God.
two legends
Oh
in the
my
music
God.
game.
God,
King of Pop versus Mr. Do Everything. He
God,
did all of his instruments, vocals, writing, you name
God,
it.
this is
Prince did
hard,
everything.
man.
I personally would lean MJ, just Michael Jackson, just because he was in
I-
more of my wheelhouse growing up. But
God,
Prince is a
it's-
legend in his own right.
God, this is hard, and I love them both, but sorry, Prince. I have to go with Michael.
so
Sorry,
it's an
Prince.
MJ sweep on the show.
Yeah.
Now, I know you said you have the horror movie
Yes,
coming out on February 17th.
Uh-huh.
So I thought I would say, would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf?
Man, a werewolf.
A werewolf, yeah. I think vampires are too, like, you can't go out during the day.
Yeah,
and
werewolf is
stuff.
fast. They go.
Yeah, and then it's just once a month when the full moon comes around.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Nah,
you're good.
I'm good. A werewolf is fine.
So we're playing this or that with LJ Ugarte here on the Leo Be the Lion show. Let's continue on. Would you rather, and I think I might know the answer to this, but I'd like to hear your perspective. Would you rather be singing or dancing?
Singing.
Singing. He is a,
yeah.
and also a little fun fact about LJ. He can sing, and he has the ability to sing at at a similar register of Mariah Carey.
The whistle.
The whistle
Yeah.
sound. And when I heard that,
I would do it right now, but I'm coughing.
there you go.
It's like,
maybe in future
Yes,
shows
I
we
can
could
give
break
you
that
a
out.
little-
But when I saw that, I was like, wow,
and I
that's
don't want
very
to. I
impressive.
don't want to break the
break the
speaker.
mic. Yeah, we're not trying.
Yeah, it's a for a guy. It's kind of. It takes practice.
It's strong, yeah.
And I don't abuse it because you can only do it so much.
It'll hurt your
It's like,
voice.
it's like, hi, yeah. You know, you gotta go.
Yeah, and you gotta warm up too.
Yeah. It's a
That's
lot
cool.
of work.
That's really cool. Yeah. And we're just learning a little bit more about LJ Ugarte. He's a local artist, singer, songwriter, multi-award winner here on the Leo Be the Lion show as my guest of honor for the show. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter and IG at Leo Be the Lion show. I haven't been on Twitter as much lately since I got a new phone. I just haven't really downloaded it. So DM me on IG if you're interested in being on the show, whether it be you're a local business looking to just get some more pub, or whether you're like LJ, is an actor, singer, songwriter. He does it all. He's an entertainer, ladies and gentlemen. So if there's any opportunities, if you're listening or watching on YouTube, if there's any opportunities that you think might be right up LJ's alley, we can. I will definitely link all the contact information in the description on the YouTube video, so we can get in touch.
I appreciate that, because right now I'm management shopping right now. I'm
you
looking
hear that?
for new
you hear that, prospective managers?
Manager representatives, because you got to get the, you know, your management team has to reflect you.
Most
so I'm
definitely
kind of searching for the right representatives.
Because then they can look for things that would fit you more.
Absolutely,
and your fit
yeah.
is important,
Take
I
the
think.
load off of me a little bit.
There you go. So here, next on this or that, do you prefer art or history?
History.
History, okay.
I'm a history guy. Yes.
You threw me off. I thought you would say art.
No,
just so
I'm
you're
a
so
history
involved
buff.
with the arts.
Yeah.
But that's good that you
I am.
like history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. You got,
Now here's one. It's your two homes. Do you prefer New York or Florida?
New York.
New York.
New York.
Is it the weather, the people, the scenery? What?
New York is so much fast paced. There's a lot of opportunities in New York.
Oh, that too. I forgot
Theater
about that. Yeah.
and music, and it's a how you say, it's so diverse. It's
Yes, it
huge.
is.
Yeah, man.
And you know it never sleeps, so there's
No,
always something
exactly.
going on in New York.
Nah, you love New York. I love New York. I love West Palm Beach too, but I love New York too.
Okay, we have a couple more. So now here's a question about just life in general.
Mhm.
Would you rather rewind 20 years and just with the knowledge you have now, or would you rather fast forward 10 years with, name of dollar value of money that you would have?
I don't like to. I wouldn't want to repeat myself, because I think I'm pretty satisfied with the struggles and the continuous struggles and the moving forward. Maybe
Going forward.
Moving forward.
Fast
I never
forward.
want to go backwards.
That's a good approach to have, good attitude to
I
have.
was asked that question the other day.
Oh,
and
really?
They were
So,
like,
okay.
they were like, would you go on the time machine? If you had a DeLorean, would you love to go back to the past and start over? No, I wouldn't. I
I'd
would
rather
not
just
change.
from the beginning. Go
I
forward.
would not want to change anything.
That's what made you you. Though,
What
right?
if I missed the opportunity of my love? What if I missed? I wouldn't want that.
Right. Right.
You
The
know.
opportunity, any opportunity.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And you could have been down a totally different path. That's what. Who
Yeah,
knows?
I'm grateful for today.
Exactly. Nice. So, and then we got a couple more. We got sneakers versus sandals.
Oh, I'm a sandals guy.
Sandals. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I
so
wear
that's
sneakers all
that might
day.
be the little West Palm in you.
Yes, yes, it is. I'm a sandal guy.
Nice. Nice. Okay. And then, since you have the New York roots, I figured I would ask you this: were you for the East Side or West Side when Biggie and Tupac was going?
I was an East Side. I'm a Biggie. I was
There
all
you
about
go.
Biggie,
Okay.
Little Kim,
Yeah, the
Bad Boys. That was me. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tupac and I love him, but I'm a New York. Bro, they're from my hometown.
That's what I was. I was like, I hope he's not gonna go against
Nah,
Brooklyn.
they're
and then
from my
be-
neighborhood, for
Right,
God's
right.
sake, you know? Yes.
So I thought I would add that in
Oh,
there.
yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Now,
My hometown.
and then the last thing on this or that is: would you rather be hot or cold? Like if you had cold weather all the time or hot weather all the time.
Hot. I hate being cold.
So another day in paradise for you down here
Yes.
with these short winters that last 2 days, and then we're back to 85.
Yeah, I was during Christmas. It was freezing. People like, you from New York? I'm like, I lived here for a long time.
Right. You've gotten the warm-bloodedness
I
back.
did. I love being warm. I like the warm. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, so now a couple more questions for LJ Ugarte, American actor, singer, songwriter, producer, multi-award winning filmmaker. born and raised in Brooklyn, but he moved down to in his adolescence. He moved down to West Palm Beach and had made West Palm Beach home ever since. And he has been part or responsible for over 43 acting credits, writing, producing, and the like. And is also have his own musician song catalog as well, if you want to look that up.
Oh yeah, on ASCAP. You guys can see my
Perfect.
my music catalog and all the fun stuff that we did.
That sounds very interesting. We got to check you out more. So, couple questions that I have for you, and then we'll get into the Super Bowl preview, kind of to wind down the show.
Oh yeah.
What this is something that stood out to me. What is the Sanford Meisner technique?
Sanford Meisner is a acting practice, kind of the study of the method.
Okay.
And method acting is becoming.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of up-and-coming actors assume that, I could act. Acting is not imitating. Acting is not mimicking. Acting is a way of life. You are a vessel. You are incorporating the craft. It's like I'm playing Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta study the mind of a person who is mentally deranged.
Right, of a
You gotta
sociopath
really
or whatever.
Direct, or if you're playing a narcissistic person, you gotta study the craft of becoming a narcissist. Not saying become one for real.
Right.
I mean, Hollywood is covered with narcissists.
Yes.
We don't need, but it's becoming it, and that's why I always say acting is hard. Because after a scene, especially if that's why I stick to comedies
Yes.
and horror, because if I do something dramatic, it's going to really drain my energy. I love it, and I'm all for it. But it's
it'll take a lot of your mental faculties,
Yeah.
a lot of your emotional. You'd be emotionally drained probably at the end of
and also acting is not mimicking. You're not a mimic. If you trying to mimic, then you're not an actor.
And when I went to UCF for undergrad, and one time, this is a quick story, they said, anybody, we're looking for a couple actors to be a bully. A couple undergraduate students just to act as a bully for a show. And I thought I was going to go in there and I was going to get the part easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no problem. So I acted I acted tough, like I kind of like exaggerated.
So you were big and bad.
Yeah, I kind of like exaggerated all my movements and like kind of talked tough. And I didn't get the part. and what I took from that is that, you can't just go in there thinking, okay, I know what bullies say or do or act like. That like that's not really. You kind of got to put more effort into
it.
And
Exactly.
put more,
You gotta
really get into the role.
Yeah.
Versus just say, I can do this.
Yes. Take it serious. For those up and coming actors, don't get in this business because you think you're gonna become rich and famous.
Right.
That's you in the wrong business. Yes, success happens.
It'll come there.
But if you walk into this business thinking that I'm going to be in this business because it's going to make me rich and famous, choose another profession, stay in school.
Wise words from LJ Ugarte. I was going to actually, one of my questions is, if kids are listening or someone interested in pursuing their dreams, you kind of did harp on it and mention it, but what advice would you give them for, I wouldn't necessarily say acting, but for performing arts in general?
Well, study the craft. Master the craft. Study the craft. Get to know the craft. It's art. Being in this business is about consistency.
Mm-hmm.
The best actors in the world and the greatest singers in the world still have teachers. Just because you're a professional don't mean that you have to stop learning.
Wow.
Celine Dion, for an example, is considered one of the world's greatest singers.
Right.
She has a vocal coach still. Denzel Washington is considered one of the best actors. He still works with an acting coach. He still has a teacher. Angela Bassett is an Oscar-nominated actress, Golden Globe winner. She still works with coaches, and she's Angela Bassett. She has a degree.
She's a superstar.
She has a degree in acting.
Yes.
But she still works with the. And I as the words of our boy Michael Jackson, learn from the great and become greater.
Because then
keep
you can
learning.
take those pages of what they have.
Yes, keep learning the craft. I'm still a student. I would never. People say, "Oh, you're a professional entertainer." Yes, I am. However, I am still a student. I'm always open for learning and learning and learning and learning and learning.
Definitely, I concur, and I couldn't agree more. There's always ways to improve. even if it's minutely, you can get 1% better, you can get 0.5%
Yes.
better, but that's
Yeah.
getting better.
Play an instrument. You got to
Yeah.
practice, you know?
Now, I also saw something from your bio, and I wanted to know why that Die Hard trilogy, ladies and gentlemen, Die Hard trilogy and Air Force One are two of LJ Ugarte's favorite movies.
Yeah.
And well, the trilogy, is a few movies, but Air Force One, and I was just curious why, and also, do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Yes and no. A little bit of yes and a little bit of no. It's however you want to incorporate it. I just love a good action film. I'm a huge fan of Bruce Willis. I just love that.
All the
Falling
stuff
off the
going on.
Nakatomi building.
Yes.
Air Force One, I have a thing for planes. That's another one of my passions. I
Oh,
love
nice.
airplanes. I love jets. I love the Boeing 747. I'm a huge supporter of the Pan Am Museum
Oh,
because I love the
wow.
nostalgia of Pan Am. I remember I follow them on Instagram, and I have the T-shirts, and that goes back to that little boy, the little 10-year-old boy who used to love watching planes land at Kennedy Airport and
Oh, wow.
the Concorde. I got to see the Concorde fly in and out multiple times growing up in New York, going to
Those are
Rockaway
the
Beach.
hyperjets back
Yeah,
in the day,
the
Concords.
supersonic-
Yeah, supersonic
You
jets.
fly from New York to Paris in 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, they
And
stopped that.
yes, of course, they have another
discontinued
one
it, but now
coming.
they're trying to bring it back. Ladies
Yes,
and
and
gentlemen.
I that's another passion. That's why I like Air Force One. I like airplane movies. I wasn't a fan of the Top Gun movies, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tom Cruise, I'm so sorry.
I have not
but
seen Top Gun Maverick.
I have not seen that
I like
one.
the
but
soundtrack.
the
Is good.
soundtrack is the best. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah, the soundtrack
Yes,
and
it
he
is.
also LJ did put on his bio that he liked "Take My Breath Away."
Oh yes,
for
it's
his
one of my
soundtrack
favorite songs. Like
from this Top Gun
Take
soundtrack.
my breath away.
And
Yeah.
So I thought, in my opinion, I think Die Hard, it's like, if you want to say it's a Christmas movie because he did visit for Christmas.
Twice.
Twice, exactly.
Yeah.
And got caught up in the airports and stuff. So
The building
that
and
you
then the
could
airport.
say there isn't anything really necessarily other than that makes it a Christmas
Yeah.
movie, but it's just a funny little debate that's online
it is.
that's
And then
been
the
raging
third
online.
one was, in the streets of New York. The fourth one was the sun, and
I thought that was interesting with the streets of New York going through Central Park and all that.
that was
pretty cool.
awesome.
So now, with his last time left, or these last 8 minutes or so, let's get into the Super Bowl 57 preview. This is the Leo Be the Lion show, and with my special guest LJ Ugarte. He is a American actor, singer, songwriter, producer, multi-award winner, and he's basically been acting, performing since he was 5 years old.
Yeah, a little boy.
Since he was a little
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
and so he's never lost that passion.
Oh.
And he's also on the hunt for a good management company, a good fit for a
Oh,
management
yeah.
company. So if anybody's out there is interested, you can Google LJ Ugarte, or also check the links in the description of the YouTube video, and I'll put all the links for his bio and IMDb page and his movies. That he has 2 movies basically out right now. One coming out on February 17th, called Homicidum. Say it one more time. LJ?
Homicidal Curatorium.
Homicidal Critorium, which is basically
Bloody
Latin
murder.
for bloody murder,
Mhm.
and which is a horror short film. And then we have Gray People, which is a comedy about 2 friends getting into shenanigans when they're looking for a way to be on the come up.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So for Super Bowl 57, last night we had both NFL championship games. It was the Chiefs versus the Bengals, and then the Eagles versus the 49ers. And the Chiefs were able to take it against the Bengals 23-20, and the Eagles were able to beat a disheveled and undermanned 49ers team because of Brock Purdy's injury and their 4th-string quarterback Josh Johnson being injured. So the Super Bowl 57 matchup is the Kansas City Chiefs at 14-3 versus the Philadelphia Eagles at 14-3 as well. 2 great superstar quarterbacks. How you doing? Got some fans out there. This is the Leo Be the Lion show every Monday from 5 to 6. We have the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes going up against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. It's Jalen Hurts is a young under 25 quarterback, possibly MVP season. He is and this time it'll be the first matchup of 2 African American quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. And then we're just going to quick break down the units. So I give the edge for the Chiefs on offense. I believe that the Chiefs have the better offense when it comes down to it, with the weapons in Kelsey and Mahomes and Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he's healthy, and Juju Smith-Schuster. But the Eagles have the better defense with Hassan Reddick and all of the players on the vaunted number 1 ranked defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's going to come down to which offense performs better and which team is healthier. The Chiefs have a litany of injuries right now, and I'd be remiss if I mentioned that Rihanna is going to perform at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's so interesting because it's been years since Rihanna has released music, and all her fans, she has the Fenty Beauty line, and all her fans have been clamoring for new music.
Oh, yeah.
But we're excited to see what song she will perform. I bet it's going to be a lot of her good hits that she's going to play, and I can't wait to see her performance and the way it's produced. And she might have a special guest or two. Who knows? Jay-Z might come out. They might do Umbrella.
That'll be awesome.
I think that would be great. So what do you think about, you said, now tell me really quick about the Prince experience.
Well, I answered an ad, and they needed dancer volunteers to perform at the Super Bowl. At the time, they didn't say exactly who it was. When we got to the field, we found out it was for Prince.
Oh, wow.
So I was on the field dancing. They gave us props when he did Purple Rain.
Yeah.
And it was raining. Oh, my God. We had ponchos at first. And then they made us, before we got on the air, they made us take off the ponchos, and we ran, and it's an amazing experience. During the rehearsals, he was there. He didn't speak to us.
Oh,
he was
okay.
kind of like, hello.
Still stoic as usual.
Hello.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, man. And when it rained, it looked beautiful. Being on the field is a different experience than what you see on TV.
Seeing it looked immaculate.
Oh,
I couldn't
my God.
even imagine what it was being on the field during
I was
Purple
watching
Rain
him
when
like,
it's
where
raining.
am I? Where am I? Because, there was a bunch of, I was standing next to the band.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't see myself, but I was there. I got a certificate of participation. Thank you for participating in Super Bowl. I have it framed in my office.
That's awesome. That's such a cool experience just to see a legend like that.
Just to be there in person.
Right.
And I got to see him face to face. I was so close to him. He's a little guy. He was a little guy.
Right, yeah. He was like he
And he
was
sang live.
5'6", yeah.
And he sang live.
Wow. Prince was one of the most true performers out there. He could do he could play all the instruments, arrange all the music, and have all the vocals.
And for the Super Bowl, and he sang live and played live. It was incredible watching him do it over and over and over the rehearsals. I was in awe.
That's an unforgettable experience.
Yes,
it has
it
to
is.
be. I bet that I won't say that Rihanna will pass Prince's performance, because who can?
Yeah.
Prince is tough to
If
beat.
Madonna couldn't have done it.
Right.
Rihanna, I love Rihanna. She's amazing.
She will have her opportunity at the Super Bowl halftime show, but I think Prince is still going to take it. But I know that she's going to bring her A game. She's a great performer when it comes down to it.
I love her.
Now, we're going to pick the game. We have about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to get LJ's pick. LJ, who do you think is going to win? And if it's, who do you think is going to win out of the Eagles and the Chiefs?
Oh, my God. Yeah, don't kill me, but I'm going to say the Eagles.
I think Eagles are the leader in the clubhouse right now. I think they're favored right now.
They are favored in their ranking right now.
Yeah, and I really think that they're the healthier team, so you have a good point picking the Eagles. I actually also picked the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win. This isn't one of my hashtag 5-pack of picks, but I think the Eagles are going to win 26-14 for Super Bowl 57. So this has been the Leo B. the Lion Show, coming to you live from Respectable Street on Clematis in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach on Mondays from 5 to 6. I'm here with my guest of honor, LJ Ugarte, actor, singer, songwriter, producer, multi-award winner, extraordinaire entertainer. He's got 2 movies out, Gray People, on Plex TV right now, plex.tv, and he's got another movie, Homicidal Critorium, or also known as Bloody Murder, as a short film coming out on February 17th. This has been the Leo B. the Lion Show, coming to you live from Respectable Street and Radio Respects via subcultureradio.com. Have a great week, everybody.